Hi there, and welcome to this week's edition of Top End Track Talk. I'm Andrew O'Toole, and today we'll be previewing this coming Saturday's meeting here from Fanny Bay, which will be the 24th of June. With only a fortnight now until day one of the carnival and just a week until the unofficial start, Rowan Day, the excitement is certainly starting to build. The three-year-olds on show this week are of particular interest, with ballot exemption for the day one feature, the Darwin Guineas up for grabs in the three-year-old 1300 metre event and the second division of the 0 to 58 mile. A total of 60 acceptors were received for the meeting, with the first getting underway at 1:54 p.m. and the last at the slightly later time of 5:35 p.m. In the first, the Bet365 handicap, it's a 1300 metre event for the benchmark 76 gallopers, and my numbers are 3, 2 and 4. Thought she could be in for a pretty decent day. Trainer Kerry Petrick, her team's going well. She won a race here last week with a newcomer, Throw It to Stumps, which she bought, or clients of her stable bought in Alice Springs at the Tried Horse Sale at carnival time there. This week she has a good representation. I think she'll be hard to beat in the first with number 3, Boom Boom Sweet. Kerry trains, of course, Paul Denton in the saddle. Last couple of runs in Alice Springs, 2 starts back was good. That was a second placing to That's Justified. He's a quality galloper, as we know. And then last time out behind Siakam, finished 4th in a 5-horse field, but was only beaten less than 2 lengths. I think the 1300 metres at this stage of his preparation, that was a mile last time, but I think the 1300 here will suit him, Boom Boom Sweet. And in this 6-horse field, I've got him on top. To beat number 2, Smuggling. He's a 10-year-old now, the 2-time Pioneer Sprint winner from the stable of Phil Cole. Emma Lyons takes the 3 kilos off, so 55.5 kilograms he'll carry, which is a luxury weight for a horse of his quality. His last 2 runs have been third placings over this trip, and then last time out over a mile. Back to the 1300, he's a 3-time winner at the Journey. I think he'll be right in the mix here. And in for third, number 4, Iron Edge from the stable of Ella Clark. Been having a good run with her team lately, has Ella, and Alice Lindsay in the saddle, and Iron Edge just never goes a bad race. A couple of seconds its last 2 starts, a third the start before, and a couple of seconds prior to that, so never goes a bad one. Down and Trip last time out was a mile. Back to the 1300 metres here, that's probably a little question mark, but I've got it in to run third. So numbers in the first are 3, 2 and 4. The second is the Garrods Horse and Hound Trobus 3-year-old handicap. Now this is the first of the ballot exempt races for the Guineas on day one. This for the 3-year-olds, obviously over a trip of 1300. It's a benchmark 66. My numbers here and what's a really good field are 2, 6 and 3. Going here with number 2, I Know What You're Doing, from the stable of Kevin Lamprick from Alice Springs. Has only had the 1 start in Darwin. Finished second behind Doc O'Connor on that occasion. That was over 1100 metres. Steps up to the 1300 here. Mark Pegas takes the mount. And this trip at this stage of his preparation should suit him. Hopefully heading towards the Guineas in a fortnight's time. I Know What You're Doing. But it was a really good run last time out. Looks a young horse with ability. I've got him on top here. To beat number 6, Paricio. Kerry Petrick trains, Wayne Davis aboard. Drawn a bit awkwardly in barrier 11, but was a winner 2 starts back in Alice over 1200. Last start was here on the 17th of June, so just a week ago. Finished 7th behind Captain George, but that was 1200. Going up 100 metres will suit, and this horse heading towards the Guineas. Finished third in the Alice Springs Guineas, incidentally. And my third selection, a newcomer also from the Petrick stable, and Fina. Paul Denton aboard. Had some decent form in Adelaide race and some pretty quality events down there, some black type events, and finished a couple of 4ths in the Claire Lindop and the Auraria Stakes. So this it will be an interesting runner here on the day. It's got form over further than this, but as we say, getting towards the Guineas of a mile, this 1300 metres at this stage might be right up and Fina's alley. In the second, my numbers are 2, 6 and 3. The third's the Whiskey Wine Win, Sook's Rooftop 24th of June handicap. Bit of a free event there, I understand, on the rooftop at Sook's after the races, so might be a good place to go, certainly if you've got a few dollars in your pocket after the races. And my numbers here are 1, 4 and 3. Fraction Late from the stable of David Bates, I've got on top here. Paul Shires in the saddle. Last 4 starts, a win and 3 seconds. So certainly racing well. Stepping up in trip to the 1200 metres here. 1 at this Journey, 2 starts back, and then last time out was second at 1000. So no doubt the 1200 metres will be suitable, and this horse is going well. Fraction Late, number 1. In for second, number 4, Irascible Miss. Was a good winner here a couple of meetings ago. We actually had it as our best roughie of the day and paid about $20. So I don't think you get $20 this time for irascible miss. Casey Hunter and Chris Pollard with a combo on that winning occasion. They stick together here, and irascible miss up in trip, but the way it hit the line the other day shouldn't worry her. And in for third, number 3, Wilson's Prom from the stable of Gary Clark. He won on this day last year, would you believe? So 12 months ago to the day. And he hasn't raced since the 1st of November. Wilson's Prom's had a good long break. Jared Todd goes aboard for Clarkey, and he'll be an interesting runner on the day. Numbers in the third are 1, 4 and 3. We go to the fourth, the Tab Bets Friends handicap at the 1100 metre start here. This is for the 0 to 58 sprinters. Numbers here are 2, 1 and 5. Fresh up runner here, number 2, Del Viento from the stable of Chloe Baxter. Paul Shires in the saddle here, could be in for a half decent day, she is he. And Del Viento did a good job in only 3 starts in Darwin last campaign for a first, a second and a third. Has had a good break, hasn't raced since the 24th of March. But I'm sure Chloe will have him ready to go first up here. He won first up here last campaign. That was on the 17th of February. So I went for him on top. Ahead of number 1, Pop Magic, who's done nothing wrong recently. Won its last 2 for Ella Clark. Alice Lindsay stays with Pop Magic. And in for third, number 5, a newcomer, Lamarie from the stable of Paul Gardner. This one went through the sale ring in Alice Springs just a couple of months ago. And Adam Nichols takes the mount here. Last started on the 18th of March, went 4th at Morfordville and has some pretty decent South Australian form to recommend. Numbers in the fourth are 2, 1 and 5. We go to the fifth, the Sportsbet handicap. It's the first of 3 1600 metre events on the day, and this for the 0 to 64 gallopers. Numbers here are 2, 3 and 1. Made him my bet of the day, number 2, Venting. I think I did last time he raced as well, and he finished second on that occasion. I think he can go one better here. That was 1600, this is 1600, but he'd come off a 1900 metre race in Alice the start before, so probably just a freshen back up to this 1600 metres will suit him. He needs to start winning if he's going to get into the bigger races here. I think I said that last time, then he ran second on that occasion behind I'm a Dreamer. I think he'll get it right this time. Kerry Petrick will have him primed, ready to go. Number 2, Venting. Ahead of 3, Hettinger. Could not have been more impressive when winning here a week ago for Neil Dyer and Jade Hampson. Was taken on all the way, but absolutely bolted clear in the home straight and won by a widening 6-length margin. Neil's happy with the horse, he's backing up, so watch for Hettinger to go another good race. And then for third, number 1, Brahmavi Ruboy, another one who's in really good form, this one from the Chris Pollard stable. Emma Lyons gets on well with the horse. Second last time out, followed a couple of wins, and I've got him right in the mix to return to winning form, possibly, but certainly in the top 3. Numbers in the fifth, 2, 3 and 1. We go to the sixth, the Sisler handicap. This is the first division of the 0 to 58 over the mile, and my numbers here are 4, 1 and 6. Go Bundle for Chris Pollard was a winner here 2 starts back over this trip. Sonia Wiseman rode on that occasion. She's back in the saddle. Last time out, he was third behind Qualis. That was just a week ago. Qualis bolted in on that occasion, and Go Bundle did his best in finishing third, but I think no Qualis here. This is not the strongest field on the day. I think he can get back in winning form, number 4. Ahead of 1, Glacier Grey. Paul Gardner trains. Jade Hampson in the saddle, claims 2 kilos. Last started here on the 17th of June, so last week. That was over 1100, far better at this trip of a mile. Had won 3 starts back actually at Tennant Creek, but I think getting out over some ground might be the key to this horse. Was 8th the other day, beaten 7 lengths, so look for a big improvement here with Glacier Grey. And in for third, number 6, Sweet as Scandy. Kevin Lamprick trains. Mark Pegas in the saddle. This horse finished 7th last time out behind Afternoon Tea. Hung badly on that occasion in the run. Had a trial earlier this week, and those hanging problems seem to be behind Sweet as Scandy. She won well in the trial, and I think she'll race well here on Saturday. 4, 1 and 6 my numbers in race 6. At the last, the Sky Racing handicap, also over 1600 for the 58 gallopers, and 3 3-year-olds in this, all vying for a ballot exemption for the Guineas. Those 3-year-olds are 2 Field Commander, 4 Tub Thumper and 3 Fierce Legend. I've gone for them in that order, 2, 4 and 3. Field Commander had a trial here on the 30th of May, trained by Gary Clark. Jared Todd in the saddle. Has raced against some pretty good company in New South Wales, was a winner at Hawkesbury 4 starts back, then ran 9th behind Golden Mile, the I think he's a dual Group 1 winner, Golden Mile. Finished down the track, not surprisingly, but hasn't raced since the 25th of Feb. Gary's gone straight to the mile here, so obviously looking to have a tune-up for the Guineas in a fortnight's time. And I think Field Commander will be hard to beat. Ahead of number 4, Tub Thumper, last start winner for Phil Cole and Wayne Davis aboard. That was 1,200 metres last time out, so stepping up sharply in trip here. It was a good effort winning last time, 3 wide in the journey, and did a good job to kick on and win the race, so can race well again. And Fierce Legend number 3, Neil Dyer Trains. This had a trial on the 20th of June, so just a handful or a couple of days ago in fact, and was beaten only 2 or 3 lengths in the trial, finished 4th, and I think there's some improvement in Fierce Legend. In the last, my numbers are 2, 4 and 3. Best bet on the card. We're going with him again. He wouldn't want to let us down. Race 5, number 2, Venting. Race 5, number 2, Venting. I think he'll be winning on Saturday. Well, the best roughie is in the first, number 6, Spielberg. Race 1, number 6, Spielberg. That wraps up this edition of Top End Track Talk, but we'll be back again next week to preview Day 0, Rowant Day, the precursor to 8 fantastic days of racing during the Great Northern Darwin Cup Carnival. So until next time, good luck and good punting.